Well, I'm interested, just as a very general matter, on your take on what, well, it may be very contextual, but what your take on is the best course of action. Like, do you suggest mainly the use of medication as the best possible route for most serious cases, or a combination of medication and psychotherapy, or any mix of the two? I don't know, does it usually vary by case, or do you have a general procedure that you usually adhere to?
Okay, well, I can answer that in two different ways. The one way is to just sort of say that every case is different. Every case is different. And that one of the things about Sarah is that Sarah kept it all to herself. If she was bored, if she was disappointed, if she was afraid to do more, she didn't talk to anybody. She didn't have an uncle, a mother, a father, a friend. She kept it all to herself. And so one of the first things I like to talk about is how do you prevent it from getting out of control? And one of the ways is by just being more open with other people, right? And if you have some of the words in language and it's not so scary, then maybe you can tell people that you can trust. Yeah, I taught CZ for a while, and one of my students came up to me and was telling me what he was going through and wondered if he should see a psychiatrist. And I said, well, did you ever talk to anybody about that before me? And he said, oh, no. I said, do you have any siblings that you trust? He says, yeah, my older brother. I said, why didn't you tell us about your older brother? Which he did, and everything was fine. But that can weigh on your mind. Is something wrong with me? I don't know if any of you have ever gone through that. I know what it was like. And a lot of people do. Was something wrong with me? Well, there's something wrong, but it's not very big. It's a pebble in your shoe. But if you don't take the pebble out of your shoe, what happens? You get a blister. Right? Blister gets infected. Then you need treatment. Right? On the other hand, to go past that when I was here at Regis, we had a guidance counselor. And I remember spending time with Father Burke, and a lot of people did, to talk it over. And a lot of the time, it's in part of your ordinary life. You know, a friend, a teacher, a priest, a guidance counselor to do that, and that's often helpful. Now, if that isn't helpful, then it's a matter of seeking help, and how then do you go about it? And a lot of people will talk about it with their primary care doctor.